Look, this is the great American V8 question. Ford Mustang GT with the 5-liter Coyote and a stick shift. Or the Chevrolet Corvette C8 with the 6.2 LT2 mounted behind the driver. Both are naturally aspirated V8s, both built in America. So which one is genuinely the better V8 car for the money? By the end of this video, you will have the honest answer. And it is not what most car magazines tell you. Round 1, the engine. So this is where you find out just how different these two cars actually are. The Mustang GT runs a 5-liter dual overhead cam V8 called the Coyote, making 480 horsepower stock and 486 horsepower with the active exhaust option. The Coyote has been in production since 2011. It is the same engine family Ford has put in the F-150 pickup for years. Parts are everywhere. Aftermarket support is enormous. Any independent shop in the country has worked on this engine. The Corvette C8 runs the 6.2-liter LT2 V8, which is a pushrod design. Yes, you read that right, a pushrod engine in a mid-engine supercar. The LT2 makes 490 horsepower stock and 495 horsepower with the Z51 performance package, so the power figures are within 10 horsepower of each other. On paper, it is genuinely close, but the way the power is delivered is completely different. The Coyote in the Mustang is a high-revving, naturally aspirated 4-valve V8 that loves to spin up to 7,500 RPM. The LT2 in the Corvette is a torque-heavy small block descended from the original 1955 Chevy small block. Old school architecture, new school output. The mid-engine layout is also a genuine technical advantage. The LT2 sits behind the driver instead of in front, which puts the weight over the rear wheels for traction. That mid-engine layout is what makes the Corvette go from 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, while the Mustang GT does it in 4.2. Round 1 goes to the Corvette. Both engines are great, but the LT2 delivers more usable power in a more sophisticated package. Round 2, the transmission. So this is where the Mustang earns its first real win. The Mustang GT offers a Tremec 6-speed manual transmission as standard equipment. 6 gears, 3 pedals, a real clutch under your left foot, a rev matching feature you can turn off if you want to do it yourself. There is also an optional 10-speed automatic if you do not want to shift. The Corvette C8 does not offer a manual transmission at all. 0. You cannot buy a C8 Corvette with a stick. The only transmission available is an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic made by Tremec. It shifts faster than any human could. It launches the car harder than you ever could. It is genuinely the better tool for going fast, but you do not get to choose. Now, I am going to be honest with you. The dual-clutch automatic in the C8 is genuinely excellent. It is one of the best automatics in any car at any price point. So if you do not care about manual transmissions, this is not really a point against the Corvette. But if you are the kind of driver who wants to row your own gears, who wants the engagement of pushing in a clutch and shifting at the red line, the Corvette cannot do that for you. Ford makes a clear bet here. The Mustang is for drivers, the Corvette is for going fast. And those are not the same thing. Round 2 goes to the Mustang. Anyone who values the experience of driving will agree. Round 3, outright performance. And this is the one where the Corvette pulls genuinely far ahead. The C8 Corvette with the Z51 package does 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. That is faster than a Porsche 911 Carrera S, faster than a BMW M4 competition, faster than almost any V8 muscle car ever built, including a Hellcat. The quarter mile is 11.2 seconds at 124 miles per hour. The top speed is over 190 miles per hour. This is genuinely supercar performance. The Mustang GT does 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, quarter mile in the high 12s. Top speed governed to 155 miles per hour, so the Mustang is genuinely fast by any normal measure. It will outrun most cars on the road today, but it is more than a full second slower to 60 than the Corvette, and a full second in this category is enormous. The handling gap is just as big. The mid-engine Corvette has better weight distribution, a lower center of gravity, and stickier optional tires. On a track, the Corvette will lap a Mustang GT by multiple seconds per lap. There is no scenario where the Mustang GT is the faster car. But here is the part that matters for most buyers. Both cars are way faster than you can legally use on a public road. 2.9 seconds and 4.2 seconds both feel insane on a freeway on-ramp. So unless you actually take your car to track days, you may never use the Corvette's full advantage. Round 3 goes to the Corvette by a wide margin. Round 4, daily usability. So this is where the Mustang punches back hard. The Mustang GT has 4 seats. Yes, the back 2 are tight, and yes, you would not want to put an adult back there for a long road trip, but they exist. You can put kids back there, you can carry friends, you can throw a couple of bags in. The trunk holds 13 cubic feet, which is enough for a real grocery run or a weekend getaway. The Corvette C8 has 2 seats. That is it. There is a small front trunk called the frunk and a small rear trunk behind the engine. Combined, you get about 13 cubic feet of cargo space, which sounds the same as the Mustang, but it is split into 2 awkwardly shaped compartments. A set of golf clubs fits. A standard suitcase does not. The Corvette is genuinely difficult to live with for any cargo that is not a duffel bag. The ground clearance issue is also real. The C8 sits very low to the ground. Steep driveways, speed bumps, parking blocks. All of these will scrape the front of the car unless you spend extra money on the front lift system that raises the nose at low speeds. The Mustang sits much higher and goes over everything without trouble. And then there is visibility. The Mustang has a normal hood, a normal greenhouse, and normal rear windows. You can see what is around you. The Corvette has thick rear pillars, a tiny rear window that looks at the engine, and you essentially drive it by mirrors and cameras. Most owners adjust, but it takes weeks of getting used to. Round 4 goes to the Mustang by a long margin. The Mustang is the car you can actually use every day. Round 5, the value. And this is the round that matters most for 90% of buyers. The Ford Mustang GT starts at around $45,000 for the base GT, and the GT Premium with all the comfort options runs about $48,000 to $50,000. A loaded GT Premium with a performance pack will get you close to $60,000, but you really have to try. The Chevrolet Corvette C8 Stingray starts at $69,995 for the base 1 LT trim. Add the Z51 performance package, which most enthusiast buyers want, and you are at about $75,000. Step up to the 2LT or 3LT trim with the nicer interior options, and a well-equipped C8 Corvette is easily $80,000 to $85,000. Some dealers were charging significant markups over MSRP during the first few years of C8 production, pushing actual transaction prices past $90,000. So the Corvette costs roughly 50 to 70% more than the Mustang. Now you are getting more performance for that money. But the question is whether the gap in performance matches the gap in price. And for the average buyer who is not going to spend weekends at the racetrack, it just does not. Here is the simplest way to think about it. For the price of one base Corvette, you can buy a fully loaded Mustang GT Premium with the performance pack and have $15,000 left over for tires, modifications, and gas money for the next 3 years. That is the real value calculation. Round 5 goes to the Mustang, decisively. Round 6, the resale value and the ownership experience. So this one is more complicated than most buyers expect. The Corvette C8, when it launched in 2020, had insane demand. Used prices went above sticker for the first 2 years of production. Some early cars sold for $30,000 over MSRP. Then, as supply caught up with demand, prices have come back down, and used C8 Corvettes are now trading at much more normal numbers. So the resale picture has been volatile. The Mustang GT depreciates much more predictably. A new Mustang GT will lose about 30 to 35% of its value in the first 3 years, which is roughly average for the class. Used Mustang GTs hold steady once they reach about 3 years old. There is a huge buyer base for them, especially the manual transmission cars, so the floor on used prices is reasonably solid. For ownership cost, the Mustang wins clearly. Insurance is lower. Maintenance is lower. The Coyote engine is a known quantity that any shop can work on. The Corvette requires a more specialized technician, the mid-engine layout makes some routine repairs harder, and replacement parts cost more. For modifications, the Mustang also wins. The aftermarket for the 5-liter Coyote is enormous. You can get headers, a tune, a cold air intake, a supercharger, almost any modification, from any major performance brand. The C8 aftermarket is growing fast, but it is still much smaller, and the mid-engine layout makes many traditional modifications harder or impossible. Round 6 goes to the Mustang. Lower cost to own, better modification potential, and more predictable resale. So that is 6 rounds. Let me tally it up. The Corvette won 2 rounds clearly. The engine and outright performance. The Mustang won 4 rounds. The transmission, daily usability, value, and ownership cost. So if you are scoring this as a boxing match, the Mustang wins on points. But that is genuinely not how this comparison works. Because here is the honest verdict from someone who has driven both cars. Buy the Corvette C8 if you have the money, if you do not need back seats, if you want genuine supercar performance for half the price of a Porsche, and if the dual-clutch automatic does not bother you. The Corvette is the more impressive car. It is the one you will remember driving for the rest of your life. The acceleration is genuinely otherworldly. The mid-engine layout is something you have to experience to understand. Buy the Mustang GT if you want a real manual transmission, if you need a backseat for kids or friends, if you want a car you can actually use every day, and if you do not want to spend supercar money for a car you will only really exploit at a racetrack. The Mustang is the smarter buy, for almost everyone. And here's the part that gets lost in every comparison video. Both cars are great. Both cars are American V8s, at a time when American V8s are becoming rare. So if you can afford a Corvette and you want one, buy a Corvette. If you can afford a Mustang GT and you want one, buy a Mustang GT. The bigger danger is not picking the wrong car. The bigger danger is not buying one of them while they are still being made. So do not buy an American V8 car based on which one is faster on paper. Buy it based on what you actually want to do with it. The Mustang GT gives you a manual transmission, 4 seats, real-world usability, and the lower price. The Corvette C8 gives you supercar performance, mid-engine engineering, and a status that no muscle car can match. Both cars are sitting on dealer lots right now. Both cars will be classics in 20 years. Pick the one that fits your driveway, your wallet, and the way you actually want to drive. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos. See you in the next one.